And on 5 Live today, before we get you to epicenter Nizamuddin in Delhi and tell you about the big fallout there in the city and across the country, I want to quickly update you with all the information you need to know about the COVID crisis in India right now. These are the figures that are the very latest. The total number of positive cases as we speak is 1,420. Active cases are 1,237. There are 142 people who have been cured, and the number of deaths at this point is 41. Remember, this is until 4:30 p.m., so it's the latest data. The worst affected states till now, Kerala has a total of 234 cases, out of which the active cases as we speak is 212. 20 people have been cured and 2 people unfortunately have died. Maharashtra in second place, 230 cases in total, out of which 181 are active cases. 39 people have been cured there and 10 people have been died. That's the single largest death rate in one state. Uttar Pradesh has a total of 101 cases. Active cases are 84, cured people 17. Thankfully, no deaths in UP so far. And these are the top developments on the COVID fight right here in India. Let's take you through the top developments as we're tracking them across the country. 9 new positive cases have been reported at the Army's Jaisalmer facility, where people were brought back from Iran and they were in quarantine there, while 6 have tested positive yesterday. 3 were confirmed infected today. 2 people have been booked in Maharashtra's Ahmednagar for hiding 10 foreigners in a local mosque. Police have detained all the foreigners and have been sent to a civil hospital. All the foreigners will be tested for coronavirus infection. The Noida District Administration has sealed a company in Sector 135 of Noida after 16 people tested positive for the novel coronavirus. The Health Department has also registered an FIR against the company. Noida is currently the coronavirus hotbed of Uttar Pradesh with the most number of cases. UP has 79 active cases so far. And as the Nizamuddin scare intensifies, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has ordered his officials to find out how many attendees of that religious meeting were from Uttar Pradesh. The orders were passed after Yogi chaired a meeting with 11 special officers tracking the COVID-19 crisis in his state. Kerala, the worst hit state, reported its second death today. Sadly, the 68-year-old died at the Thiruvananthapuram Medical College Hospital. The patient did not have a travel history to any foreign country. Kerala so far has the highest active number of cases at 213, and 2 with today's death is the figure. West Bengal reported its third coronavirus death today. A 48-year-old woman passed away at the Howrah District Hospital in West Bengal. She died last night and had no international travel history. The state so far has 20 active coronavirus cases. And to the biggest story in the COVID-19 fight, Delhi's Nizamuddin has emerged as a major epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. Parts of the area have been sealed after a big spurt in positive viral cases among followers of the Tablighi Jamaat event that was held there over a few days in the middle of March. The religious body had hosted a religious congregation there this month, attended by thousands of followers from India and abroad. As many as 24 persons who attended the event have tested positive in Delhi alone. 29 followers and their contacts have also tested positive in Tamil Nadu. Many of them are Indonesians and Thai nationals. 10 of the Tablighi followers and their contacts have so far died, including a Filipino who died in Mumbai. Telangana has reported 6 of the deaths and 13 infected. This remains our top story. Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is now speaking live on the Nizamuddin nightmare.
बड़े बड़े विकसित देश नहीं बचे. अमेरिका में हज़ारों लोगों की मौत हो रही है, स्पेन में हज़ारों लोगों की मौत हो रही है, इटली में हज़ारों लोगों की मौत हो रही है, चाइना में हज़ारों लोगों की मौत हुई है. कितने देशों के अंदर लोग मर रहे हैं. ऐसी स्थिति में भी अगर हम इस तरह की गैर जिम्मेदाराना हरकत करेंगे कि इतने लोगों को हमने एक जगह इकट्ठा किया. इस वक्त नवरात्र के टाइम चल रहा है, लेकिन कहीं हम नहीं देखते कि लोग इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं. नहीं तो इस टाइम में मंदिरों में कितने लोग इकट्ठे हुआ करते थे. गुरुद्वारे सारे बंद कर दिए गए हैं. मस्जिदों के अंदर लोग इकट्ठे नहीं हो रहे हैं, मस्जिदों अपने अपने घर के अंदर नमाज पढ़ रहे हैं लोग, मस्जिदों में लोग इकट्ठे नहीं हुए हैं। मक्का खाली हो गया, वेटिकन सिटी खाली हो गया। ऐसे में इस तरह की इतनी बड़ी गैदरिंग करना बिल्कुल गलत था। आप सोच सकते हैं कि इससे कितने, यहाँ से बताया जा रहा है कि कई सारे लोग निकल के देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में चले गए। कितने लोगों को इससे नुकसान हो चुका होगा, ये सोच के भी डर लग रहा है। भगवान ना करे ऐसा हुआ हो। तो मैं सभी रिलीजियस लीडर्स से, सभी लोगों से अपील करना चाहता हूँ हाथ जोड़ के, ऐसी हरकत मत कीजिए। चाहे आप किसी की धर्म के हों, सभी इंसान हैं और हर इंसान की ज़िंदगी प्यारी है। तो इस मामले में कल शाम को ही दिल्ली सरकार ने एलजी साहब को लिखा था कि इस मामले में एफआईआर दर्ज की जाए। मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि एलजी साहब तुरंत जल्द इस पे आदेश दे देंगे। और मैं सुन रहा था कि कई लोग कह रहे हैं कि इतनी तारीख को इस अफसर को चिट्ठी लिखी गई थी, उसने एक्शन नहीं लिया, इतनी तारीख को इस अफसर को चिट्ठी लिखी गई थी। अगर किसी भी ऑफिसर की कोताही मिलती है उसको भी नहीं बख्शा जाएगा, क्योंकि ये जो पूरा का पूरा सिलसिला हुआ है ये बहुत ही गलत है, बहुत गलत है। कितने लोग जो अंदर मौजूद थे उनकी जिंदगी के साथ खिलवाड़ हुआ है। वहां से निकल के कितने लोग देश भर में गए। कल मैंने सुना तेलंगाना में जो लोग यहां से निकले थे, तेलंगाना पहुंचने के बाद 6 लोगों की उनमें से मौत हो गई। कितने जिन्होंने डायरेक्ट पार्टिसिपेट किया था उनकी ज़िंदगी खतरे में, और कितने लोग जो बाद में उनके संपर्क में आए उनकी ज़िंदगी खतरे में हो सकती है। ऐसी हरकत हमें बिल्कुल नहीं करनी। ऐसे में सरकार को सख्त कार्रवाई करनी पड़ेगी और सरकार उसमें हिचकिचाएगी नहीं। कुछ दुकानों में जो राशन बट रहा है, बहुत भारी संख्या में लोग आके राशन ले रहे हैं। कुछ दुकानों में राशन खत्म हो गया है।
So that was the Delhi Chief Minister live speaking about how there needs to be action taken against the organizers of that particular event in Nizamuddin. Let me take you through the timeline now, the factual timeline, so you can get a sequential view of how things actually played out. Since March the 13th, as many as 3,400 persons, probably more, were assembled at this religious gathering at Nizamuddin Markaz, which is the main mosque in Nizamuddin in central Delhi. Islamic preachers from 25 countries attended the Tablighi Jamaat, which was organized there. On the 16th of March, the Delhi Chief Minister, who you just heard, banned religious gatherings of more than 50 persons in the city. On the 20th of March, 10 Indonesians who attended this gathering tested positive in Telangana. They had gone from Delhi back to Telangana by train. On the 22nd of March, a nationwide Janta curfew that was announced by the Prime Minister took place. On the 22nd of March, same day, a Filipino national who attended the Nizamuddin meet died in Mumbai. The very next day, that's March the 23rd, 1,500 people were vacated from the Nizamuddin Markaz, the mosque in Nizamuddin. 1,500 people in a single day. On the 24th of March, the Prime Minister made his big announcement on the 21-day national lockdown. Same day, on the 21st of March, Nizamuddin's SHO, the Nizamuddin Police Station's station house officer, asked the remaining people at the Markaz to vacate Nizamuddin as early as possible. On the 25th of March, 1,000 persons present at the premise were visited by medical teams. On the 26th of March, a man who attended the Markaz in Nizamuddin tested positive and he died in Srinagar. He had gone back from Delhi to Srinagar by train. On the 26th of March, a senior government official visited the Nizamuddin Markaz. He met with Jamaat officials there. On the 27th of March, that's just 3 days ago, 6 coronavirus suspects were quarantined in Haryana. On the 28th of March, the senior government official and a WHO team visited the Nizamuddin Markaz. On 28th of March, the suspected spread from followers escalated in Tamil Nadu and in Maharashtra. Yesterday, that's March the 30th, 6 persons who had attended this particular religious event in Nizamuddin died in Telangana, the single largest spurt of deaths. On the 30th, several different states, including Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, etc., began a search to isolate people from their states who had attended this particular meeting, and since then it has become an enormous exercise. Take a look. Since around the 10th of March, and I want to show you what this looks like now on a map, 25 foreigners from 25 nations and several different parts of the country started gathering for the Tablighi Jamaat in Delhi's Nizamuddin. In the national capital, 24 people who attended the Markaz tested positive. In Srinagar, a man who attended, like I told you just now, died on March the 26th. From the state of Assam, over 200 people attended. From UP, at least 156 people attended. There were 107 people from Madhya Pradesh who attended. One death has been reported and 7 have tested positive for COVID-19. 45 attended from Karnataka. One death has been reported from that state. From Telangana, 194 people attended the event. 13 have tested positive. 6 people, shockingly, have died. Over 500 people attended from Tamil Nadu. There has been 1 death reported and 7 have tested positive. 5 out of 7 infected people in Tamil Nadu traveled to Salem, where 22 secondary COVID-19 cases have now emerged. You're getting the picture, ladies and gentlemen. As I continue to rattle off these figures, you get a sense of what a terrifying epicenter the Nizamuddin Tablighi Jamaat has proven to be. I want to go across to India today. It's Gaurav Sawant and Milan Sharma who are tracking the story from ground zero. Gaurav, coming to you first. At least 8 to 9 deaths. That number is rising. Hundreds under quarantine, many under observation, many infected at this point of time. You know, forget the blame game, but this is going to be an extremely difficult search for those who are possibly infected, because they literally came from everywhere, Gaurav.
Shiv, it's the biggest contact search that's currently underway, right from Kashmir in the north to Andaman in the south, and it cuts across. So Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, then you come down to Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Mumbai and Maharashtra. So the Tablighi Jamaat members who came to Delhi and then fanned out across the length and breadth of this country, the tragedy is that contact search is still on. They may have infected more people who then, it is feared, may have infected even more people. So Shiv, there is clear and present danger, and this is a race against time. This is exactly why a lockdown was ordered, to ensure that there is no community spread. It does not spread from one person to the other person within the country. So far it was restricted to those who came from overseas and their first contacts. So Shiv, there is clear and present danger at this point of time, and a race against time to stop it from expanding.
Milan, what kind of action is being taken? Obviously, the priority right now is to make sure that every single person who attended is quarantined, identified, to make sure that the spread doesn't increase beyond what it already is. The Delhi Chief Minister has come on record to say that he wants action to be taken. What are the healthcare professionals on the ground saying? Are they confident that they've been able to contain it, at least in Delhi?
Well, Shiv, it's very difficult to say whether it has been contained at this point of time, because the crack teams from the health ministry, at the state health ministry, as well as the WHO have been doing rounds of the Nizamuddin area for 2 days now, and they have been able to find out how many people have been living there. As far as we know, at least 900 people have been quarantined by the officials there, because of the figures that we have. Unofficially, around 1,400 people were part of this congregation and gathering that was staying inside the Tablighi Jamaat. And at this point also, we have asked the Union Health Ministry as well to clarify whether or not Nizamuddin happens to become a hot spot for cases, because there have been 24 such people who have tested positive, which has been confirmed by the Delhi government's health department as well. So certainly, if Nizamuddin is a hot spot, Shiv, expect the quarantine to be increased. So the entire area around Nizamuddin could become a lockdown, and no one will be allowed to enter or exit just from that Nizamuddin area, which will become a hotspot for the COVID epidemic.
So the true extent of what happened there and its fallout is still very much being understood by people in Delhi and states across. Thank you very much, Milan and Gaurav. Hundreds of attendees from the southern states at the Nizamuddin Markaz are currently being identified. It's proving to be an extremely difficult exercise. Here's our report from the southern states on how the state administrations are racing against time to quarantine as many people as possible who went to that particular event in Delhi. Can India pin down every individual that attended the Tablighi Jamaat in Delhi's Nizamuddin? The exercise is proving to be a huge nightmare and nowhere more than the country's southern states. Thousands from South India congregated in Delhi's Nizamuddin in March. As 5 state governments mount a race against time to contain the crisis, take a look at the spread. A shocking 6 persons have died in a span of 24 hours in Telangana, with hundreds more currently under observation and quarantine. Of the over 1,500 who attended from Tamil Nadu, 17 have tested positive and 1 person has died. Andhra Pradesh has begun mass quarantining of those who attended the event, with 11 turning positive already. From Kerala, 1 attendee has died in Delhi itself, with 2 others under observation. And in Karnataka, of the 50 who attended, 1 has died and 30 remain in quarantine.
Both the state government of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana have pressed a panic button. All the government machineries are now focused and they are working together to identify all those persons who participated in this religious gathering at national capital, particularly in Nizamuddin area between 13th to 15th March.
The Tamil Nadu government has announced 1,500 people to have taken part in the event in New Delhi. They also said that they have traced 981 and continue to actively track the rest. 2 Thai nationals are confirmed to have been at Nizamuddin at that given point in time, and their primary, secondary and tertiary contacts, over 22 people, have tested positive for the COVID-19 virus.
Those who attended the Tabligh Jamaat organization in Nizamuddin is that more than 50 people have been so far traced, and they have been found out in different districts of Karnataka, majorly in Bangalore.
The governments of Telangana and Tamil Nadu especially are on a war footing, appealing to untraceable attendees to identify themselves so the chain reaction can be stopped. With the shadow of community transmission looming on the country, this fight is truly for Indian lives. Bureau Report, India Today. And I first want to go across to India Today's Ashish, joining us live from Hyderabad, the capital of Telangana. Ashish, shocking figures, 6 people dead, many under quarantine, many infected. Hundreds, are being observed and monitored at this point of time. Telangana sent a large number of people to attend this particular event. Has the government been successful in identifying everyone? Because that's the key, Ashish.
Yes, Shiv, you are absolutely right. After yesterday's 6th death, the death announcement was, or the information was directly sent by Chief Minister Office itself. It showed that how higher level of the government was very concerned and alert related to this entire development. Meanwhile, today Telangana has identified, and the number is 1,030 people they have identified. They are spread across districts of the state, and all these 1,030 people, they traveled to Delhi. They participated in this religious gathering in Nizamuddin area between 13th to 15th March. If we talk about Hyderabad, Hyderabad has also almost 600 plus people. They participated in this religious gathering in Hyderabad. That's why the entire focus of government machinery is on Hyderabad and surrounding areas. 200 teams of Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, helped by health officials, police personnel, they are now knocking doors to all these persons who visited house. They are checking, they are conducting medical checkups of all these persons, and particularly all these 600 persons, they are sent into isolation apart from their family members' health checked by these health authorities.
Yes.
So yes, Telangana has pressed the panic button. Their authorities are on ground. If we talk about Andhra Pradesh, the neighboring state of Andhra Pradesh also released data now. 369 persons, they traveled to and participated in this Tablighi Jamaat in Nizamuddin. Nizamuddin. Government of Andhra Pradesh yesterday 9 p.m. To this morning 9 p.m. According to Government of Andhra Pradesh, they have found 17 positive cases. Out of 17 positive cases in past 12 hours, 8 has direct travel history to this Jamaat,
while
5 others are family members or close contacts of these 8 Tablighi Jamaat participants. So that's the significant number coming out from Andhra Pradesh. So both the states are working together, coordinating the data, sharing data, information, because they need to track down all those contacts.
And it is going to prove to be very difficult. You know, like we've been telling our viewers, this is the most complicated contact tracing exercise in history. Ashish, stay with me. Shalini Lobo is with us from Chennai. Shalini, we heard the Tamil Nadu government saying that at least 17 people infected, many of them in Erode and Coimbatore, have a travel history to the Tablighi Jamaat at Nizamuddin in Delhi. Could that number go higher? Because the total number of people who attended from Tamil Nadu is understood to be in the hundreds.
Well, indeed, Shiv, it's a Herculean task for not just the Tamil Nadu government, but all governments to identify who are these people who are there present in Nizamuddin at that given point in time. Now, Tamil Nadu government has announced that there are 1,500 people. They've tracked around 981 people and actively trying to track the rest. However, they're very tight-lipped about how many people were present at that particular point in time in Nizamuddin. If you look at the travel sheets that they've given out of the patients, of the 74 patients, they have specified travel history to Delhi, asking the government more information as to whether these people attended the event. They said there's a press conference at 7:30 today. So today at 7:30, we are waiting to put those questions forward to the health minister. But right now, Erode, Madurai, Coimbatore have emerged as hotbeds for what's happening. 2 Thai nationals in the state, which was patient 5 and 6 out of patient 74, were confirmed to be there in Nizamuddin, and they have infected over 21 people through transmission, Shiv, including the one gentleman who succumbed to COVID-19 virus on the 24th of March. So it's spreading quite fast, and that's the fear many people have. And the government is also actively trying to trace now, even though they find themselves on a back foot, because it's a huge task to trace all 1,500 people, put them in isolation and do tests. So this is what the government is trying to do. Apart from this, you have 5 people from Madurai and Viluppuram, 1 person from Karur who tested positive with a travel history to Delhi and back. You had 10 people from Erode test positive with a travel history as well. So all this kind of puts forward that spread that yes, this has with the travel history to Delhi. They aren't confirming whether they were Nizamuddin, but this travel history itself
so
shows
Shalini,
that from Delhi is where it's
you're
spread
saying
all
that
the way
at 7:30 p.m. today, the Delhi government, the Tamil Nadu government will have more details, so we can get more clarity on the travel history and the true extent of the spread. But 1,500 people from Tamil Nadu visited the Jamati, the Tablighi Jamaat, which makes this a huge task for the government there. After Telangana, Andhra and Tamil Nadu, now let's go to Karnataka, where India Today's Nolan Pinto is with me. Nolan, 1 person has already died. There are at least 30 people under quarantine right now in Karnataka. What is the government's assessment of the fallout of the Tablighi Jamaat in Delhi on the cases in Karnataka? Could there be more now?
Well, in fact, Shiv, the government of Karnataka is extremely worried because as of now, the health minister has tweeted saying that they have a proper number, and that number is 54. They say that 54 individuals from Karnataka attended that particular event in Delhi. Out of the 54, 13 of them they have traced, they are quarantined, they have also tested them, and thankfully they are negative. But as of now, the rest of them, the government does not know where they are, who they are. Contact tracing is going on. The government is actually requesting them, please come forward to any district or local hospital. The government says that these individuals are basically from Ballari, Kalburgi, Bengaluru and Bidar. So from these 4 districts, Bengaluru included, these individuals are from. So the government is requesting them, please come, get yourself tested so that it doesn't spread to the others. It's
Absolutely.
a big nightmare as of now, Shiv,
I
for the
just
government
hope-
of Karnataka.
I just hope that if there are people watching, if you have information, or if you yourself have visited the Tablighi Jamaat in Delhi, please remember to cooperate with the state authorities. This is something that involves us all. This is not about religion or a religious congregation. This is about us as Indians. We need to fight together to contain the spread of this virus. So if you've been there or know people who've been there, please cooperate with the state authorities and supply them that information. Thank you, Shalini. Thank you, Nolan and Ashish, for joining me. World's worst fears coming true. China profiting from the pandemic. As global economy sinks and sinks, China is opening for mega business. China eyes billions from the corona crisis. Eyeing global emergency demand from the world. China opens factories, eases its own lockdown. World shuts down, but China sees profit. And the angry world now wants China to pay. It's actually incredible, and this is not our opinion. This is based on facts. China is all set to make billions of dollars in profits directly from the coronavirus crisis. This is not based on any prejudice, because as the global economy sinks, as businesses are shutting down the world over or have already shut down, China is easing its anti-disease protocols, opening up its businesses, converting its factories into export units, and getting all set to profit big time from the pandemic. Just this morning, there was a big stock market and industry indicator which said China's manufacturing sector has belied all expectations and performed really well in March. It's a huge warning sign to the rest of the world.
Please join me in welcoming Pony Ma.
This is Pony Ma, China's richest man with a net worth of nearly $45 billion. Founder of online giant Tencent, earlier this year, he announced a series of health technology ventures aimed at diagnosing and developing a vaccine for the coronavirus. And this is Zhong Huizhuan, chief of China's drug maker Hansoh Pharmaceutical. Her net worth has increased by at least $2.2 billion since the corona crisis began. Just two names among China's 10 richest persons who've reportedly gained nearly $14.5 billion over just a week in March, with Forbes reporting over half their net worth spikes has been from healthcare. Businesses will obviously look for profit, even in a crisis. There's nothing wrong with that. But China's industries are being fueled by a much more aggressive profiteering intent, possibly at the expense of transparently and cooperatively helping the world fight the virus itself. The latest data from China confirms the country's priority for profits. This week, confirming Beijing's focus on industrial activity, China has revealed manufacturing activity expanded in March, belying all expectations of a slump. After an abrupt fall in January and February as the crisis grew, the Purchasing Managers Index, or PMI, a national indicator of economic activity in Chinese manufacturing, has bounced back big in March. With antiviral measures being eased across the country, businesses are ramping up and being encouraged to book profits from around the world. Chinese companies are now cashing in on the export of COVID-19 test kits to several countries, despite reports of the tests being defective. Chinese sweatshops have turned overnight into face mask factories. Big Chinese conglomerates are now on the hunt for distressed business assets around the world, which will make them even more powerful. Chinese firms are accelerating the manufacture of ventilators. And remember that while the cargo business is down globally, China's own is up and running. While a US advocacy group has filed a global lawsuit against China to the tune of $20 trillion, a staggering figure that exceeds China's own GDP, the true worth of China's gain from the current crisis is still being determined. Bureau Report, India Today. And I want to get you a couple of international voices, because I want you to know that this is not just our opinion, this is an international sense that people have as far as China is concerned. Arslan Hidayat is a Chinese Uyghur activist who lives in Australia. He joins me live. Arslan, welcome. What do you think of how China is profiting from the pandemic? Is there an exaggeration there, or is this really happening in your view?
I would say that it is profiting in a way that it is trying to show the world that they are leading the fight against the pandemic. And you may have heard the propaganda where they're saying, well, it hasn't necessarily come from China. It most likely came from the US Army, and blaming it on the US. And some Chinese officials have started calling the virus the American virus. And obviously Donald Trump hit back saying it's called, naming it the Chinese virus. And there is a political game going on here. So they're profiting, you know, they are sending manpower to countries like Italy, resources, sending masks and other medicine to various countries in Europe. And obviously those medical supplies have come back, most of them not working, to be fake.
Yes.
And so they're trying to spread their propaganda by saying that, you know, it hasn't come from us. This virus is targeting everyone.
Yes.
But we will lead the world. We will save the world through the various means in our power.
And, you know, Arslan, I'm glad you mentioned the defective medical equipment that China is exporting at a cost of millions of dollars to other countries. Spain is one of those countries, as a matter of fact. And in fact, that brings me to Daniel Grasso, who joins me live now. He's the chief of data at El País, which is Spain's main newspaper. Daniel, what are the problems that the Spanish doctors have been facing with the Chinese coronavirus kits? You know, they've been sold to your country at a cost of many tens of millions of dollars. What is the problem there? Tell the world.
As you know, the Spanish government bought 9,000 faulty COVID-19 testing kits this week. These were just a small part of different both of testing kits from China that the Spanish government is preparing. Actually, they weren't the biggest, but this problem had a quite important impact because the Spanish government wanted to start quick testing already this week, so they could have more people tested and more people confirmed as infected or not infected. We know that the Spanish government is taking steps to avoid this situation. Actually, they are preparing. They already ordered a boat of 5 million euros.
Amazing.
From other firms to buy new COVID-19 testing kits that we hope are more accurate. The problem here was that the 9,000 both the 9,000 kits problem was because they were both in a really emergency moment, so with emergency process, and there were not all the alleged features that need to be done in this period.
Stay with me, Daniel and Arslan. You know, it's very important to tell all of our viewers, and this is something that's recognized around the world, that alongside this profiteering that China is engaged in a very, in a very aggressive, focused manner on raking in these profits during this coronavirus crisis that began in China itself, there is also a parallel propaganda machine that's working overtime to paint China as some kind of a savior and a country that has done no wrong. Here's a look at the Chinese Quad. People are calling it the Quad because this is a 4-tiered propaganda machine. The first weapon is Chinese diplomats who are coercing praise from small countries and planting new theories around the world. The second propaganda weapon is Chinese news organizations, which are very much part of the Communist Party. Their weapon is praising the government, suppressing bad news and amplifying fake news, like the recent one about how the US Army brought the coronavirus to China. The third big propaganda weapon is, of course, the Chinese social media army and bots. If you are on Twitter and you've said anything negative about China, chances are you know what I'm talking about. These are bots that latch on to any criticism, organize mob social media attacks, and promote praise of China and the Chinese government. And finally, the fourth weapon is the Chinese state censorship itself, where you've got a huge network of censors obliterating negative news and projecting China as a savior. So this is a very, very powerful propaganda machine. Arslan, you have seen this propaganda machine in action. How effective do you think it is performing in this particular viral crisis?
So the propaganda is actually very interesting. Right now, they have gotten rid of Wall Street journalists, foreign journalists, especially all the American journalists within China. We are expecting a second wave of this virus to break out, but this time they will blame it on foreigners coming into China, because China, in their Chinese state-run media, are saying that life has returned to normal, people have gone back to work, everyone, it's back to life as normal now. And there will eventually be a second break of the coronavirus. They are already hiding their numbers, because it is quite unlikely that the number of deaths in Italy have well exceeded the number of deaths in China. The number of virus cases in the United States has well exceeded China. So they, on paper, will say we've got a second wave of virus cases, but these virus cases haven't come from China, but it is from foreigners overseas. And I believe this is how they will paint their picture second time round.
Arslan and Daniel, thank you very much for bravely speaking out. I know that there is a lot of coercion at every level. The Chinese government, the Chinese missions across the country are trying to tell a very, very different story, but we will always tell the truth here on India Today. As India has stepped up its effort in the fight against coronavirus outbreak, the government has decided to import personal protection equipment, kits, N95 masks and ventilators from China. This has caused a lot of heartburn among Indians who see China as a predatory force in the coronavirus landscape. But that is the desperation for this kind of equipment in India, that India is being forced to look to China. India is also ramping up its domestic manufacture. Thankfully, it will not need any testing kits from China, but for PPE kits, face masks and ventilators, China is very likely to get orders from India. And shifting focus now away from China to Ahmedabad, where a single image has gone completely viral today and distressed people across the country. Take a look at these images of police high-handedness, barbarity, cruelty and heartlessness that's come to you from the Krishna Nagar area of Ahmedabad. On your screens, you can see policemen brutally targeting vegetable vendors selling essential goods, vegetables. The police can be seen heartlessly overturning the carts and destroying those vegetables. After a huge amount of outrage, the policemen involved and the police inspector of the Krishna Nagar police station have been placed under suspension. These images have been brought to us by India Today's Gopi Maniyar, who joins me live from Ahmedabad. Gopi, क्या एक्शन लिया गया इन पुलिस वालों के खिलाफ अभी तक, और अहमदाबाद पुलिस कमिश्नर का क्या कहना है?
जी बिल्कुल, मैं आपको बता दूं कि ये वीडियो के वायरल होने के बाद गुजरात के डीजीपी शिवानंद जाट ने इस पूरे मामले में इंक्वायरी का ऑर्डर दिया है। साथ ही अहमदाबाद पुलिस कमिश्नर आशीष भाटिया ने जो दोनों पुलिस इंस्पेक्टर है, इंस्पेक्टर एंड सब इंस्पेक्टर जो कि कृष्णा नगर पुलिस थाने इलाके के हैं, उनको सस्पेंड कर दिया है। साथ ही यहाँ पे जो नुकसान हुआ है, जो वेजिटेबल वेंडर है जिसका नुकसान हुआ है, उसकी भी पूरी भरपाई जो है वो पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट करेगी। इस तरीके के ऑर्डर दिए हैं। साथ ही पुलिस इस पूरे मामले की इन्वेस्टिगेशन करके एक रिपोर्ट तैयार करेगी। अगर दोनों को कहीं जो इंस्पेक्टर एंड सब इंस्पेक्टर को दोषित पाया जाता है तो उनके खिलाफ लीगल एक्शन भी लिए जाएंगे।
I hope, Gopi, thank you very much for that update, and I also want to tell our viewers that I don't think suspension of these cops is enough. There should be more rigorous punishment in addition to compensation. There should be compensation for the goods lost as well as additional compensation for the vendors who've been affected in this heartless, needless manner. We know it's a difficult time, but where was the need for cops to behave in that brutal, barbaric way? Absolutely no place for such behavior here in India. And we're leaving you now with these images here on 5 Live. The 21-day nationwide lockdown, the fear of the spread of coronavirus has emptied out some of the busiest holy sites of the country that are usually flocked with pilgrims all year round. Gurudwaras, temples, mosques and churches are seeing empty corridors. We leave you with these images. We don't know how they make you feel. They're beautiful in their own right. But there's also an eerie feeling of this lockdown, isn't there? Enjoy these pictures by India Today's Bandeep Singh.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.